June 7th, Bleacher Report put out their latest mock draft. At the 52nd pick, the Warriors are taking a former walk-on, not at a big five school, one of those big enterprises, a mid-major. Is this a good idea? Y'all, I did research on this guy for this. His story is incredible. He's one of the fastest risers in this draft. I actually think he will be a really good pick. And at the end of this video, I have a feeling you're going to agree with me. So this episode here, Warriors Digest, we're going to dive into who this pick and why he would be a great fit for the Warriors. Maybe not the best fit, but could be a really usable person this season. Thank you for watching as always. Please subscribe. We hit 1,000 subscribers a couple videos ago. Thank you so much for helping us get there. Now let's work to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 more. It helps you know when new videos are coming out daily. Go hit that notification as well. So the Bleacher Report mock draft. One more time, round 2, June 7th, Jonathan Wasserman says, Golden State Warriors, Enrique Freeman. Have you ever heard of him before? Probably not. But you're going to hear his story, and it's incredible. Tear-jerking almost. So let's give you some information about him first before we get into his story. Played at Akron his whole college career. Power forward, 6'7", 212. Senior, 23 years old, American. So great size, 6'7". His wingspan is 7'2". Whew, that's a big boy. Can guard multiple positions. Senior, so he's been around the block, but again, mid-major team. How well is the competitions he's playing? And look at this. The biggest riser of the pre-draft process so far, Enrique Freeman, turned his Portsmouth Invitational play into a G League Elite Camp invite where he earned a call-up to the NBA Combine. So, this is proving the scouts and executives they want to see more. He wasn't just a straight Combine invite. It was Portsmouth Invitational play. It means he had to play good there. G League Elite Camp, got invited there. Had to play very good there against high-quality talent. And got invited to the NBA Combine where he did a great job too. So he went from being a nobody to now people are looking at him, getting a bunch of teams to reach out to him, personal workouts. Executives are very intrigued. He wound up being one of the most productive players during scrimmages against projected second-round picks, impressing with his shooting range, post skill, finishing activity, and rebounding. What do Warriors need? Rebounding, especially interior rebounding. Our guards do a good job. And out of forwards, power forward, he can do both. Shooting, shoot the three ball. He didn't shoot a lot in college, but showed he can do it with more confidence in the right team. He can continue to do it and be able to be 7'2" wingspan in the post, help block. I mean, we saw Porzingis, yes, he's 7'3", but we saw him do a chase down block in the NBA Finals Game 1. Something like that could really help the Warriors. Scouts believe he got himself drafted in Chicago. A second-round team will be willing to bet on his versatility, production at Akron, and the story of a former walk-on. Warriors, that's who they're projecting that team. Now, again, a former walk-on mid-major getting drafted, you don't hear about that much. His story, let's get into it. It's amazing. Akron's basketball team holds open tryouts to the student body every year for the walk-on spots. And that's just like any school, any sport that usually holds some type of tryout for a walk-on, see what talent may be at the school who they did not recruit. Despite his mother, friends, and siblings telling him he should try out, he didn't. At this point, he was 6'4", skinny, lacked muscle, and he saw the rest of the guys on the team, didn't feel like he measured up. He went to Akron on an academic scholarship. So that shows he's got brains and the right mindset to be able to go to college, not for a physical attribute, his mental attribute. Did not walk on. That changed his second year. He went back the second year, was a bit taller, tried out, and when the head coach came in, Gross, I walked in that fall of 2019 with a cup of coffee like I do every year when we do this. I'm like, who is this guy? No one on my staff knew who he was. You don't see many 6'7", 6'8" guys with a 7'2" wingspan walk in for a general student body turnout, not knowing anything about them. At that point, he weighed 180 pounds. So this is his second year. Nobody knew anything about him. How much is he playing outside of organized ball? Maybe he's playing some intramurals, pickup, whatnot, but how polished he's going into an open tryout. How many 6'7", 6'8" guys are walking around? Not a lot. So it gives you that advantage. Fair, I'll say that. Freeman wowed during tryouts. He was tall, long, fast, joyful, communicative, smart, couldn't be slowed down despite not having tons of strength. The coaching staff quickly got to work trying to find out more about him. Intrigued. Everything they found out came back with flying colors. Worst case scenario, he's a scout team player. Again, you don't find many 6'8 players just out there. Can help when you're playing bigger teams. You use him in the post, use him as a power forward, shooting guard, whatever. When you're scouting a team, he can be that guy. It's a win-win for both. He can help us in that regard, and we'll see where it goes. Well, he kept getting better at such a rapid rate that by his second year with us, it was pretty evident he was going to be a major part in the rotation. In his first game, he came off the bench, got 21 rebounds. 21 rebounds off the bench in a game. Yes, it's mid-major, but again, he did not come in as a high recruit. He didn't even come in as a recruit. As someone walked on, first game in college, 21 rebounds. Started every game after that. By the end of the 2021-22 season, Freeman led the NCAA in field goal percentage, averaged a double-double, and was named Mid-American Conference Defense Player of the Year. Led the Akron Zips to a MAC tournament title and was named the tournament MVP. Impressive. This is one of the biggest feats you can see in college basketball, college sports. A walk-on guy became the Defensive Player of the Year in his conference and then the tournament MVP of that conference. A walking double-double. Again, 6'7", with his frame, becomes 7'2" wingspan. Shows his hustle, shows his work ethic, his grind. The coaches want to play him because he's deserving of it, and he's out there helping his team win. This is why he earned himself to the Portsmouth Invitational play. And then he got the invite to the G League Elite Camp. And then he got the invite to the NBA Combine. Warriors fans, this is the type of player we want. One, shows he's coachable, he's hungry, he's willing to learn. His ceiling is sky high. How much better he is exponentially getting each season. Imagine him in the NBA program, playing around amazing players like Steph and Draymond and learning. We saw what Brandon did this year. We saw what Trey Jackson Davis did this year. Imagine this man right here, Enrique, coming in and learning from them. The sky is endless. He went to some draft stuff last year. However, it didn't work out. By going there, he talked about he knew what he needed to do his last year at Akron to get better, to be better for the NBA. I don't think I had the confidence and the belief that 2 years ago that the NBA was realistic. But after we won and after we played against teams like UCLA, it was like, well, I can play with these guys. Gave me more confidence, gave me more belief. He's interviewed with the Timberwolves, Pacers, Spurs, Clippers, Raptors, Warriors, Pistons, Jazz, and more teams, at least a dozen, are interested in him coming in. This shows he's skyrocketing up draft boards. From his combine, from what he's doing with individual teams, from what he did at Akron, he is crushing it. Going from not being drafted to potentially second round, like at 52nd with all that interest, who knows if he'll even be there for us? We may have to trade up earlier into the second round to get there. But if he's there, I like him a lot. Jalen Bridges, in our last video, I think he's a great pick for the Warriors. In the Bleacher Report Mock Draft, Jalen Bridges wasn't even drafted. So both of them be there. Both will be great picks. So the question is here. They put the pro comparison as Joel Bolomboy. Who is this man? Personally, I had no idea. I had to look him up. He averaged less than 2 points a game in the NBA, 1.5 rebounds, no assists basically. He's 6'9", 235. So I get where they're coming from with potentially the height. Again, you put 15, 20 pounds on Enrique in an NBA program, he can get to that weight. Versatile player. What did Joel do? Not a lot in his 2 seasons. Played one with the Jazz, one with the Bucks. You can see here, barely averaged 2 points. Didn't start any games. Came off the bench in a couple games. Didn't really shoot threes, but had a decent field goal percentage and some rebounds. So is this a fair comparison to him? I think this is underscoring Enrique, to be honest. Now, NBA is not the only league in the world that does basketball. So it did not work out here. What did people do? And he went overseas and he played in Moscow, so in Russia, Olympiakos in Greece, and then Belgrade with their team. He played in the EuroLeagues. You can see here he won the EuroLeague championship with Moscow. He's made himself a nice career in Europe, which is great. So you know what? A lot of these second-round draft picks, undrafted people, G League people, two-way players, if it doesn't work in the NBA, they can be very productive and have a strong career in Europe, South America, Mexico, other leagues around the world. And go make a good living playing the game you've been playing since you were a little kid, the game that you love. Now, I don't think this is a good comparison. Enrique averaged 18.6 points his final season at Akron, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 58%. In his 5 years at Akron, you look at how many games he started the last 3 years. He became an integral player. Over the course of his career, averaged 28 minutes a game, 14 points. The only thing again, he did not shoot a lot of threes. You can see he got better as it went on. He shot it at a decent percentage, so they think in the NBA he could get better at shooting threes. Field goal percentage super high, making the mid-range, slashing, dunks, rebounds. Again, double-double his final 3 years at Akron. But who's Akron playing? Not the best MAC teams, of course. You're not playing ACC schedule. You're not playing Big 12, Pac-12, SEC schedule. So the competition level isn't there. We'd love to have seen him at that, but you do what you do. And when you can dominate against a mid-major team, mid-major school, then it shows, you know what, maybe there's potential there, and that's what he did. What are his strengths? Per his scout report, plays with a tremendous motor and high work rate, which fits with the Warriors, getting up and down the court. Felt like sometimes some players maybe, I don't want to say took a play off, but too many easy transition buckets against the Warriors. This will help stop that. Led the country in rebounds at 13 at 6'7". That shows his willingness to get into the paint, wanting to get rebounds, good boxing out, good jumping ability, can definitely help the Warriors. Strength, balance, and lateral agility. Again, measured 7'2" with an 8'11" standing reach. Impressive. Can really help us inside the paint. Can help us block shots. Help be a rim protector. Shot 37% from deep, even on low volume. Not the best there. However, again, we want higher volume. And in the Warriors offense, if you're playing power forward, small forward, you're going to have to shoot the three. And the last part, capable of guarding multiple positions and capitalizing on opponents' mistakes. Massive. In today's NBA, if you could switch onto a 5, can you guard a 5 in the paint? He's got the size. Can you switch onto a point guard and stop them from getting outside of your range and getting down to the basket? His weaknesses, limited three-point shooting in college. However, shot the ball well through pre-draft process, which makes you think he can do better. Not a lot of ball skills. Due to the time he spent on the post in college, he will need to continue to improve his skills on the perimeter. So obviously, he needs to improve his perimeter game. That's something that the Warriors would work on. And then we look here at the power forward rankings in 2024. He's not on this list. Some people that we've spoken about here that are on this list, you see Coleman Hawkins. We talked about Kershaw Johnson, and also Oso from Marquette. By not being on this list, he's still on a lot of teams' lists, though. So he's moving up the big board. This also gives you hope that he could be there for the 52nd pick with the Warriors. Enrique Freeman. I like him a lot. I want a player on my team who's hungry, coachable, likable, shows progression, growth, has an opportunity to really grow. I mean, think of Kawhi Leonard. What did he do with the Spurs? Yeah, he was a first-round pick, but no one thought he'd become the superstar that he is. He grew, became better. I see something like that here where you put him in the right system, the right coaching, the right teammates. You only give him certain rules to do, and then as he gets more comfortable, you get more playing time, able to come in, fill a role, and who knows what that potential is. Is he going to start? No. But having a 6'7", 6'8" guy with a 7'2" wingspan coming off the bench is only going to help you. So I like this pick at 52nd. I think it's a good idea by Bleacher Report in their mock draft. And let me know your thoughts. Do you like his story? Do you like the pick? Is there someone else here that you think they should get? Of course, please subscribe to Warriors Digest for all the news that you need in Warriors land. Out, y'all.